Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a hemostat mandala. And for this one, I'm going to use some straight hemostats. I'm going to start by centering the shirt. And this process is going to go really fast, but down below this video in the description for the video, I have a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Essentially what I'm doing is getting both halves of the front of the shirt right up next to each other and both halves of the back of the shirt right up next to each other. That way, whenever I apply dye to the front of the shirt, it's going to look more similar on both halves of the front, and the same thing with the back. Okay, so now that the shirt is centered, I'm going to use a washable marker and make a mark where I would like for the center of the mandala to be. I usually like to start my centers somewhere just a little bit below the armpit of the shirt. Then I'm going to take a straight edge, place it on that mark that I just drew, and fold the hem of the shirt up. I think the straight edge is helpful to try to get a nice clean fold when I fold the hem of the shirt up. I'm going to grab one corner of that hem and fold it back down, almost like I was starting to fold a paper airplane. Then I'm going to pull the straight edge out, pinch the seam that I just formed, and when I lift the shirt up off the table, that folds the top portion of the shirt down as well. So the side of the shirt that is facing me has got two folds, and the other side has got a bunch of different folds. I'm going to grab the side that has two folds and fold it down one more time on each side. So at this point, I have an 8-point mandala, and I really am not going to do any more folds because it'll become too thick for me to use my hemostats. But I am going to take my washable marker and make a mark where the neck of the shirt is so that I don't extend my hemostats out past that point. Like I mentioned, I'm going to use straight hemostats for this design, and most of the hemostats that I have are 10-inch and 12-inch hemostats. So I'm going to go ahead and sort those out, place them in some piles, and the only small hemostat that I'm going to use is right at the very end. I'm going to take a small 8-inch hemostat, place it at an angle at what's going to be the center of the mandala, and clamp it down as tightly as it will go on that portion of the shirt. From here, I'm going to alternate adding hemostats to each side of the shirt. I'm going to place one hemostat at an angle, and I'm not going to make it go the entire width of the fold. Then I'm going to grab another hemostat on the other side at an angle and continue back and forth until I've gotten up to the mark that I drew on the shirt where the neck of the shirt is. I'm starting out with the 10-inch hemostats, and when I run out of those, I'm going to move over and begin using 12-inch hemostats. I had a viewer suggest to me one time if I would take and wrap some small rubber bands around the handles of the hemostats. If they popped, they wouldn't fly off of the shirt. So I started doing that quite a while ago, and it is a great tip. If you wrap these small rubber bands just right around the handles, I've had several of them pop and they don't actually come off of the shirt. They just, loosen up on the shirt. That is really nice because if you've ever worked with hemostats, if they do pop, they can fly all the way across the room, which can be very dangerous. After I have the rubber bands on the hemostats, I'm going to go ahead and fold the rest of the shirt. Initially, I thought I would do just some large fan folds. Then I decided to open up the fabric a little bit and just do a scrunch on that portion of the shirt and hold that scrunched area in place with some rubber bands. Then I'm going to place the shirt aside and I'm going to allow it to dry out completely. I'm going to put it on a long metal rack where it can get some airflow around it, and I want the shirt to dry out all the way. I want the center of it to be bone dry because I get better color saturation in the center of that thick fold if it's completely dry when I begin to apply the dye. Out on my website, I have a blog post about this topic if you'd like a little more information, and I have a link to my website down below this video in the description. Okay, so the shirt's been drying out for about a week or so, and it's completely dry. And for this shirt, I've chosen some pinks, some purples, and a couple other colors to use on the shirt. Before I begin applying the dye, I'm going to make myself an ice barrier, and I'm using some silicone cake molds, which I purchased from Amazon. I have a link down below this video in the description for the silicone cake molds and most of the other things that I use when I tie-dye. I'm going to take these cake molds and place them in between the hemostats. Then, to kind of hold the cake molds in place, I'm going to use some wooden clothespins and attach the cake molds together. It's sometimes kind of an engineering project to make some form of an ice barrier for these ice dyes. For the scrunched portion of the shirt, I'm going to just wrap the cake molds around, and then to hold them up close to the shirt, I'm going to attach some wooden clothespins to the metal rack. Then, because the shirt is completely dry, I'm going to lightly spray it with a little bit of a soda ash solution that I've placed inside of a spray bottle. This will help the dye to stick to the top of the shirt a little bit better. Right at the very end, or what is the center of the mandala, I'm going to use sapphire blue from Dharma Trading Company. Then when you look at the shirt, I have 4 different areas on the bottom portion of the shirt that were formed by the hemostats, and I have 4 areas on the top portion of the shirt. In the areas on the bottom portion of the shirt, I'm going to add 4 different pink colors. I'm using Chantilly Pink, Laurel Blossom, and Pink Lilac, which are all dye spin colors. And I'm using Bazooka Pink from Dharma Trading Company. And Bazooka Pink is a special order color from Dharma. You can still purchase that color from Dharma, but you have to buy it in large quantities. Otherwise, you can usually find it from a group out on Facebook called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace. And I've left a link to that Facebook group down below this video in the description. Now on the top areas, I'm going to add purple colors. I'm using Lavender Fields from Dye Spin, Imperial Purple from Dharma, Elven Lily, which is another one of Dharma's special order colors, and English Violet from Dye Spin. Because of the way I've applied the dye to the shirt, the mandala is going to have blue in the center, and then it's going to alternate between lines of pink and purple. For the scrunched portion of the shirt, I'm going to add Strawberry Skies from Happy Cat Tie-Dye. And this color is a really big color splitting color. It has shades of purple and pink and blue, so I thought it would look really pretty with the colors that I've chosen. Now I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of dry soda ash over the top of the dye and add on some ice. After the first layer of ice melted, I came back and had quite a bit of undissolved dye left sitting on top. So I went ahead and added a second layer of ice. Then after the second layer of ice melted, I did still have some undissolved dye in a couple places on the mandala portion of the shirt, but I had quite a bit left out in the scrunched portion. So I added some more ice to that and a couple little cubes of ice to the mandala portion, and I allowed it to melt. Then I just went ahead and left the shirt alone and allowed the shirt to process for about 48 hours before I began rinsing it. I've included some process photos so you can see what the shirt looked like as the ice melted. Even after the last layer of ice melted, I still had a little bit of undissolved dye left sitting on top in the scrunched portion, but I just left it alone. You can also tell when I turn the shirt over that I have really good color saturation throughout. So I began rinsing in cold water to rinse out the soda ash and to rinse off that excess dye that's still left sitting on top of the shirt. Then I warmed the water up to hot, and I continued rinsing in hot water in an attempt to rinse out some of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. I went ahead and took the rubber bands off of the hemostats and unclamped the hemostats from the shirt, took the rubber bands off of the scrunched portion, and then I went ahead and continued rinsing in hot water a little longer to try to rinse out some of that excess dye. Instead of just continuing to rinse for a long time, I went ahead and ran some really hot water in my utility sink, added a little bit of Blue Dawn dish soap to the water, placed the shirt inside, and allowed it to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out, and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I placed the shirt along with some Dharma's professional textile detergent into my washing machine, and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one turned out really pretty, but I honestly think that the strawberry skies I put on the outside of the shirt kind of overwhelms the shirt. I mean, it's a really pretty color, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but I almost think it has a few too many color splits for the mandala portion. I mean, it almost detracts from the center design because there are so many color splits. But I think it's really pretty. So I made this one and I made another mandala, and I asked my husband which one he liked best, and he really loved this one. He thought it was really pretty with the colors on the outside and the design in the center. So I think it's just kind of a personal preference thing. I like the colors. I do think I could have thrown in maybe some darker pinks and maybe a color to set the mandala a little bit apart from the outside color. So right at the edge of the mandala, I think if I would have added in, say, I don't know, maybe even a blue color or a really dark purple or pink, I think that would have made the mandala portion pop out. Otherwise, that kind of burgundy-ish color that you see just kind of blending into that mandala is the strawberry skies. So that is the part that's a little bit disappointing to me, is that the mandala just kind of gets lost or blends in to that outside color. But I do still think it's a really pretty shirt. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.